Good morning, good afternoon, good night, doctors from all over the world. My name is Julio Reinafarge. I am here with you and I have the pleasure to present to you to Dr. Bill Williams, who's going to join us in the group that we are going to work with this doctorate of healthcare business. So Dr. Bill Williams is one of our more representative figures in our staff. And he is going to talk to us about artificial intelligence today. Dr. Bill Williams he has a lot of experience. He's right now in Georgia and Suwannee, and he has over 45 years in practice an international speaker. He's also an international speaker, a business coach. He's author of number one best-selling books and clinician also. So we are very pleased to receive him in this DHB Talks. So, Doctor, thank you very much for being with us today.
Thank you for hosting me, Julio. This is a wonderful opportunity to speak again to the people around the world who are representing Doctors United and specifically our healthcare on endeavors, with the Universal School of Health.
Thank you very much. So, Doctor, you're going to talk about artificial intelligence. Could you tell us something about that? And how do you understand and how do you think that artificial intelligence is going to help us in our healthcare business?
Artificial intelligence is the way of the future. Anything that doesn't involve artificial intelligence in the future will drop by the wayside. You'll become irrelevant in business if you're not using artificial intelligence in parts of your business, whether it's a application online, whether it's a tool or a service that you use. It'll make things much easier, much smarter, and we'll get into why businesses need to incorporate artificial intelligence. We'll show a lot of examples today of things that are being applied in the managerial and the development of a business. I'm not going to spend too much time talking about the medical applications of artificial intelligence on patients. That will be another lecture another day, but today is business management, increasing the success of your business.
Wonderful. It's going to be many doctors have some problems with artificial intelligence because they think, oh, they are going to replace me. And that's not true. It's more like an advisor, right?
No, you're going to be just as needed and you're going to have more free time to enjoy life. And I know one thing about doctors is they don't have enough free time. For instance, yesterday I was about ready to leave, working on a Friday. Some kid from across town, an hour's drive away, calls and says, I got a baseball to my front tooth and my tooth is broken off and I need you to help me. And, I had to stay late on a Friday afternoon, which I was glad to do, but doctors need more time and this is going to help them gain back their time.
Wonderful. It's a great idea. So in your point of view, what do you think about artificial intelligence helping you? How artificial intelligence is helping you in your business, not just your practice? What do you think about, how do you feel artificial intelligence in your business?
Well, I think it's creeping in right now into our businesses and we don't realize it because companies are using it in their software development to speed and increase the smartness of their applications. And so once we understand that they're doing that, we'll learn how to better utilize that artificial intelligence in our business. Right now, it's kind of been the purveyor of just big business, but I'm going to show you how it's going to come into every one of our businesses through the applications that we'll be talking about today. And the opportunity to do something right now is huge.
Okay, wonderful. So with this introduction, better if you show us a little bit about your presentation. Thank you very much for being with us. I'm gonna leave you the camera to show us what you prepared for us.
All right, let me see if I can share the screen and get this going. All righty, here we are. It's important that we really look at collaboration. And I got started talking about this artificial intelligence thing about a year and a half ago. And I met with Ash Mafarth. And soon after, I'd already known Dr. Kenner Shaw for a long time. And I realized that these two gentlemen were working on the same thing down different tracks. And so I said, we need to get these guys to meet together. And I put these two guys in a room in Orlando, Florida. And the rest is history. We're doing things now around the world, putting together the Doctors United and the team that Ash has built, which is worldwide. We have 700,000, as we'll be talking about, in our group already. And one of the things that we want to be focused on is joining our hands together as partners. And this lecture today is about partnership. It's about joining in to utilize the best of the best technology systems and social engineering. This is a social engineering project, and you'll see that we're not just about technical innovation, we're about social engineering to make life better for people all around the world. And we say that we are humanizing the business world. trimurl.co/global summits should be something you write down. We're going to be talking about that throughout the hour here. So be sure you write that down now, trimurl.co/global summits with a capital G, capital S. And that's going to unite myself, Dr. Shaw, Ash Mafarth, and you. And we are united, Doctors United, we are stronger. So I talked to you guys in the Doctors United 3 times now, counting today. In 2019, I talked about dental practice because I wrote some bestseller books, one of them, The $10,000 a Day Dentist. And I spoke about how to increase your practice and grow your practice, be more efficient, and have the perfect day every day. And so based on my experience of being a good producer for the last 15 years, over 10,000 a day, every day I work, I shared that information with you. The next year I talked about information technology and where we're going. And it was kind of a prelude to what we're talking today. And I kind of outlined some of the software and some of the portfolios that are developing that will allow us to be more productive and more efficient in our business. Today, I'm going to join those two together, and I'm going to be more specific on the artificial intelligence angle. And I'm a dentist, but this applies to every business, every doctor's practice. So there's nothing specific about dentistry in this talk. It's all about you, your business, your family, and how you'll enjoy life more when you go through this process. So I always like to get your attention, and I want to make a bold prediction for the next year, 2022. A dentist or either any other doctor will save a lot of money, up to $5,000 a month in overhead costs after you understand what we're talking about today. You can achieve a tremendous increase in new patient flow through your practice, up to 100%. Now, I could not stand that myself because I'm fully booked. But if you're looking for new patients, this would be an angle. And one thing I want to say is you're never fully booked. If you want to be busier, you just hire another associate. So you can always increase without you doing more. You can increase your profitability a huge amount, maybe 25 more. I think taking increased time off might be more valuable, though, than some of the more monetary things. Time with your family, time for yourself. And it all revolves around being a non-passive founder, as we'll show you at the very end. So we're talking AI today. Every job has AI applications. And we have a saying is how you do anything is how you do everything. So if you do one thing really well, then you should do everything well. If you do anything poorly, it's going to reflect on you and everybody's going to have a feeling you do things poorly. And one of the good things about AI is it upregulates everything to being done well. It takes a lot of the human error out of the equation. And when you can eliminate human error, you eliminate a lot of frustration among our patients, among our staff, and really for yourself. So everything that you have on a checklist that you need help in your business can be done, improved with artificial intelligence. OnPassive will give you more value than any company in history, as a saying. And the word that I want to focus on is value. If you build a better mousetrap, it's been said, people will beat a path to your door. Well, artificial intelligence is that mousetrap. And there's only one company that provides what we're going to talk about today. So that's why I'm going to focus on OnPassive's AI technologies. There are 50 plus AI-based, fully integrated and automated platforms within OnPassive, and we can focus on 4, 5, or 10 of them today. So let's look at this, backing up a step about the question you asked earlier, Julio. How can AI be used in business? You can be using it to make more intelligent decisions. You can create smarter services for people. You can build more intelligent products. You can have more intelligent business operations. So when you put all that together and you're using AI and machine learning, what you're going to end up with is a tremendous improvement. First of all, we'll talk about how do you make more intelligent decisions? Well, typically, we only use 1% of the data that's available to us in our businesses. I've always run my practice off of KPI, key performance indicators, and I started off simple and grew it more and more complex over about a 10-year period. As we grew our practice, we started off a new practice in 1997, and in 10 years, we had grown from $0 to $6 million. And that growth factor really was largely due to using KPI, using data better to understand the processes. And so I was doing it by hand, configuring everything with pencil, paper, not even using a calculator. And so we didn't use our data very wisely, but we did grow our practice with data. We now can see more important patterns and trends with AI. We can keep our eyes on the target 24/7, 365. The data is being evaluated, manipulated, and presented to us in reports. And this automated research is able to deliver it to us without all the manpower. My office manager used to spend 4 hours a week compiling data just so I could look at it for 20 minutes. Nowadays, the same data could be gathered in the blink of an eye by the machine learning. How does it make smarter services? Well, it recognizes your needs. It personalizes your services automatically. It customizes marketing to the individual. Think about how Amazon knows to recommend to you a book based on the authors you've read, the types of genres you read. If you like mysteries, you're going to see mysteries suggested. That's another evidence that AI is creeping into our lives. If you see things following you around on the web, that's part of AI, learning what you like, remembering it, and putting an advertisement back up on another website to follow you around. And this has been used for a number of years now to help remarket. And the remarketing technology costs money, right? And so other businesses are using it to target you to get you to buy. That's an example of smarter services. Now, what are the more intelligent products? there's things that are actually in use today, right, in your home that all have AI built into them. In the future, just about everything is possible to add AI will have it added in. Your toothbrush. You know, I used a toothbrush just this morning that had sensors in it to tell me how much pressure I was putting, and it said back up. You know, a red light would flash if I put too much pressure. And it could tell you patterns. Automobiles, of course, are self-driving, and my son bought a Tesla the other day, and he can take his hands off and it goes down the road, almost a total self-driving automobile. And I freak out when I watch him take his hands off, but it still stays in the middle of the road. That's AI. The exercise equipment is getting smart. It tells you that you're in the wrong position. It tells you you're doing things the wrong way, the right way. It gives you guidance. Conversational chatbots, we'll talk a bit about that today. Next level email. You know, AI-powered webmail is the way of the future. And I'm going to make a prediction that I didn't make a slide for it, but I'll predict that you will all stop using Gmail and we'll start using Omail because it's so much better. Gmail is wonderful, but it's a big step up over Yahoo Mail and some of those other platforms, right? You're going to find Omail be better than anything. So that's just one thing in your future that's going to change. And finally, businesses can improve by optimizing their business processes, automation of processes. A lot of examples you'll see in robotics where machines are intelligent and they do warehouse work. They build things on the automobile production line. These things are automated with being able to understand what they're doing, if they do it right or wrong, and improve their lot. That's the physical aspect. But really for us as doctors, we're going to be seeing clerical and managerial right now that will impact us, that will make our businesses much more smooth and more reflective of meeting the desires of the patients and of our staff. In the future, we'll be talking maybe about how it impacts the practice of medicine, dentistry, optometry, chiropractic, et cetera, with patient care. But right now we're talking clerical managerial. If you have something coming in and emails and they're routine, you can have predictive responses, things that will be set up as the answer for you before you actually send it back out. It may be that it can be totally done automated without you having to touch it, evaluate it, or it can be done as a setup for you to go out. Either way, it saves time. And we're going to have the automation of our HR departments, where you go in and not have to spend hours doing these things because everything will be automated. So the paradigm that we're looking at is the shift in how businesses run and how they're organized. And OnPassive is the way that we're talking, because they have come up with a concept that is going to remake the digital planet. This is revolutionary. It is a paradigm shift that has never happened before. You got a shift. It was similar in some people's minds when Microsoft decided to build Microsoft Office and put everything under one umbrella for Excel spreadsheets and Word doc and PowerPoint, et cetera, et cetera. But this is going far, far beyond that. So what I'm going to cover in the rest of our time here about this is what is OnPassive, who's in charge, what's the OnPassive products that are kind of interesting to you right now, why these products are needed, the opportunity available. What are the benefits of being in the group? That's a big deal. You want to be in the group. And the founder opportunity is the group. If I could recommend one thing for anybody to do today, is to say yes to being a founder, because you're going to reap the benefits for the rest of your life. OnPassive is a company that is on the move, in the news, and they're building and growing all around the globe. We're in 213 countries, founded in Florida, down in Orlando, major offices right now in Hyderabad, India. where 600 engineers are clicking away on their computers right now, building AI products for us in 50 different niches. Now, if you had 50 niches going on, that means you have 50 companies being built, not one company being built, but 50 companies united in one group called OnPassive. But we have $50 billion companies being built concurrently. And because we have these facilities and these engineers, we're overflowing our spaces, and we're looking to grow into the Far East, the Middle East, US and Canada, Mexico, all over Europe. Everything that we are looking for, we're putting together, and we're focused on online marketing business solutions initially. And now we have grown from that to a worldwide global concept, not just a marketing concept, but a total business solution. I met with Ashma Farah and actually Dr. Kiona Shaw in March of 2021 down in Orlando, as I mentioned. And we kind of outlined a game plan to where we would go forward and collaborate and try to find the best solutions for patients, the best solutions for customers, and the best solutions for the doctors. So what we're looking for now is how to explain all this to the people in Doctor to Doctor United, in the OnPassive community of founders. And so first thing I always like to do is recognize our CEO, founder of OnPassive, Ashma Farah. He's got a wife and 2 kids, been in the IT business online, very successful for over 20 years with his information technology degree and training, advanced training at Harvard and other places. So it was good to meet and get involved. I found out about this from a fellow dentist, by the way. Dr. Anne O'Donnell in Dublin, Ireland, was a friend of mine, and she mentioned to me just in passing, I am part of something that's unique in the IT business called OnPassive, and you might like it because you're an entrepreneur. And so if you're an entrepreneur, your ears should perk up right now. An entrepreneurial mindset means that you see potential and you take action. And so I saw the potential immediately when she showed me. When I got involved and learned about this, there were only 50,000 people as founders in the group. And they had been growing for about a year and a half, 2 years, getting off the ground. And they metamorphosized from from a marketing platform to a total internet process. So it was not a single thought that this was going to become what it is today when it began. It evolved over time. And so in March of 2020, I joined and started talking to people about this and learning. And since that time, the rocket has been on the launch pad ready to launch, because we now have 700,000 members as of today. Today will be the day we reach 700,000 members. It's a big day for growth. So Dr. Shaw and Ashma Farah and I talked about the future, and we talked about how we can collaborate together and bring this artificial intelligence that's such a disruptive technology, bring it to the doctors of the world, and therefore benefit the patients of the world. Talk about the way this is going to happen. Ash created an acronym called Catmo. Stands for a complete digital solution. Everything you need to do business online using an automated artificial intelligence backbone. That means it's done for you. It's not something you have to actually do. It's running in the background. It's remembering stuff. It's figuring out stuff. It's telling you what to do and how to do it. If you don't need to put your hands on it, it'll run by itself. They have a big focus, because Ash's main expertise coming into all this was traffic and internet success of driving people to a business. So he was extremely talented in creating patient flow or customer flow, client acquisition, targeted traffic to a business. And so he's transported that concept into a wider range of thought. And we are using this targeted traffic to grow our businesses beyond anything you can imagine. This is one reason I jumped on. It actually is the primary reason I jumped on. I started looking at the targeted traffic options and I go, this could double my dental practice. This could triple my health and wellness practice. So I looked at the OnPassive model and I go, this business model is superior. This traffic generation is superior, and it's got the potential to make me a lot more money for my family. It's got the potential to make a lot more income flow through my practice, which would ultimately be more money for the family. So that was kind of the genesis of all. Along the year after I joined, they opened up the offices in Hyderabad, India. And here you see some of the main leaders at a conference table. And my good friend, Dr. Modi, spoke on the Podnar Doctor to Doctor format a month ago. And here you see all the other leaders in India when they joined together for the opening of that facility. 6 stories, a building they are in and have outfitted. Now, the OnPassive ecosystem is intricate. It's detailed, and Ash has done something that's interesting. He has chosen the niches that are some of the biggest in business. All 50 products and services that he's talking about having available at our fingertips will be utilized all in one umbrella, one dashboard, at one low price. When we talk about getting involved, that means you can utilize these in your practices, in your home, and it all is included in one low price. That's going to be a major factor in the future as we talk about it. All these products are joined together and they're AI based. And what we always know is that AI can boost productivity and efficiency in any business, not just a dental practice, not just chiropractic practice, but any business. And so this is going to have universal appeal to 6 billion people around the world. Our market is 6 billion people. Let that sink in. How many people can you market to as a dentist, for instance? Well, people will only travel a small distance to see me, for the general purposes, most of them, 100 miles, 50 miles, 10 miles. I have a few people that come from Alaska to Atlanta, or Bermuda from Atlanta, to Atlanta from Bermuda, rather. But that's odd. That's not the norm. But with AI and with internet, people can come to you from all over the world for certain businesses. A guru in the IT business, Sharon Kumar Gupta, says OnPassive is the #1 best digital marketing AI technology-based company. Remember that. People that know things are speaking to us. It's like E.F. Hutton. When E.F. Hutton speaks, everybody would listen. And so when Mr. Gupta speaks, we should listen. How will OnPassive help you? It's a disruptive solution so that everything that's going to happen is 100% automated. Everything is done for you, 100%. The advertising will be done for you. The marketing will be done for you. The signups that join and become commissionable sales will be done for you. It's hands-free when you join. Success is guaranteed. You won't have to wonder, will this be successful? Everybody who joins will have success. It's kind of like a self-driving car. It's not going to be any doubts. When you get in it, you're going to be driving and it's going to be safe, 99.99% safe. That's OnPassive's plan because they're using artificial intelligence to make the wise decisions. Some of these things that you've seen here and you use, I'll bet. I'm using Gmail and Google and Zoom and ClickFunnels and GoDaddy. I'm using these every day. These are some of the people that are actually competitors to what OnPassive is doing. Salesforce, GoFundMe, Kajabi, QuickBooks, Slack. These things are making people people's lives better, easier, more organized. But they're all different companies, aren't they? They all have different sign-ins, rules, cost, overhead goes up the more you use them. It's interesting. Shopify, how much do they charge for each of these? I've been a part of many of them. I pay a monthly fee for every one of them, except a few. And those people are making money off of me by using my data. So it's not really free. Now, OnPassive has a product portfolio. This is the portfolio of what's going to be available to you very, very soon. Talking about mid-2021. Some of these are going to be used in about 4 weeks. Right now, we see a whole list of things, and almost 100% of these will be used in 2021. So the product portfolios that we're talking about, they're going to blow your mind. Within a month of time, I'll be moving to ONET because it's going to be available the middle of July. And if you join me there, you'll get more value. And there's so much I can tell you about it, but I haven't got time. But what I want you to know is that ONET will not have a limit. Google Photos just announced that they're going to limit storage for the photos. There's opportunities that can be had, but storage space, is not a problem with Omail. We're going to give you unlimited accounts, smart push notifications, integrated calendar, and much more. So ONET, Omail, these are things that are going to be specifically better than what you've seen in the past. ONET is a social media platform that will replace and be better than Facebook, perhaps YouTube, perhaps Instagram. And you think of all the things that those products do for you, how you enjoy them, well, you're going to enjoy ONET much more. The censorship issues will not be there. That's going to drive a lot of people, I think. What about this one? OnPassive has a product called OConnect. And it's kind of interesting to see what's happened in the online webinar space and a live presentation space. Zoom, boosted its forecast as the pandemic kept going and going, and their valuation increased. They did over 338 million in revenue in that period of time back when the people were forced inside, stay home, back when we had lockdown. The valuation went from 2019 to 2020 from 16 billion to 129 billion based on their growth factor. That's not artificial growth, that's real growth, and it's not going to go backwards for the industry. I do have a prediction, and you can see here that Barron's had the same prediction, that it's a time to shift away from Zoom and other COVID-19 tech plays. There's other boys on the block that are going to take over where Zoom has been good. It breaks down, it throws people off, it fills up sooner than they say, and it's just not state-of-the-art technology. But what we have with OConnect will be far better. OConnect, I have a bold prediction, number 2 for you here. The majority, I see a typo there, sorry about that. The majority of the web conferencing worldwide in 2022 will be on OConnect, not Zoom. Mark it down, you heard it here. This is bigger than you think. The ecosystem that we have in OnPassive encompasses so much more, and the potential, the opportunity is tremendous, bigger than any tree you've seen. So we're going to talk about the latest developments in artificial intelligence now. We'll kind of cover some of the things that it does in some of our applications. AI-based cybersecurity with virtual private networks, AI smartphone apps, building and hosting of websites. It used to be hard. I was a webmaster and built websites for dentists for about 5 years. From 1997 to about 2003, I built many websites for dentists around the United States and Canada. And that was work, but I enjoyed it, and it was something fun to do in my spare time. MSIs, multiple sources of income, is something I've always believed in doing, is creating opportunities to diversify my income, but it's more, I think, to diversify my interest, because I can't do one thing all the time. I've got to keep my hand in several places. And so I think building websites was therapeutic at that time in my life. I wouldn't recommend it now. What we do now in website building is much better done with automation, and let them do it for us. And that's what can be done with the AI. Virtual private network we mentioned, and cybersecurity. We can deliver content with AI. You don't have to write the stories yourself. You can actually have the AI write it for you. Content to go on your website, content to go on your blogs. How about targeted traffic? And targeted traffic, we talked about specifically drilling down in your local area, and we'll show how that works with a specific technique for geofencing and geolocation. Qualifying leads, making sure the people that you're spending money advertising to can afford what you want before you send the message. Very important. Keep your costs down, save your money. And that's one thing I said, you'll be able to save over $5,000 a month if you're involved in this process with us, because you're going to not waste money on things that don't produce results. And there's going to be intelligent chat systems, which will convert your people looking at you, your universe of people who are trying to find you to do their dental work, to do their medical work. Anything that they're looking for, you can give them the answers to with the intelligent chat systems. So let's look at the on-passive advantage. We're talking about here two programs, O-Counting and O-Staff. You know, the role of AI can be utilized to do job searches if you're looking for a job, or for recruitment if you're looking to hire people. You can filter through thousands of applications, finding just the right person with just the right qualities. And you could even set up some emotional intelligence surveys. You got a lot of ways to approach people. And I found that if I look for emotional intelligence, that's a far better thing than just book learning. Then there's O-Staff, and you can manage your HR, and you can manage your accounting. Just as you're using QuickBooks now, you'll use O-Counting in the future. O-Counting as a software globally was a $6.4 billion business. The genre of business applications, not O-Counting itself. All of our products are in pre-release state, so we're not talking about the money we have already created. We're talking about the business usage of these types of accounting programs is 6.4 billion right now, and it's projected to go to 10 billion in just 7 years. Growth factor. O-Staff is a $17.5 billion business in the human resource management area, and it's going to project to over double to 38 billion in 7 years. So here's a question I have for you. Do you want to be involved in that growth? Do you want your business to grow because you utilize these services? Of course you do. But I want to invite you to think about being a partner in the growth of the sector. When we're talking about opportunities with AI, it's not just to use it in your practice, it's to be a part of the growth of AI products. And so a multiple source of income for you and your family could be that you invest in the growth of the sector itself. And that's a huge thing for the future. The on-passive advantage can be looked at as a simple way to create an AI-powered website. You don't have to get involved and do too much when the AI does it for you. And once it's built, it can change daily to a new funnel, and you'll have a new marketing campaign daily. You can also have a new theme daily without turning your finger. It'll do it all for you, AI-based. OCapture is a product that captures, records, edits, posts up online, hosts it, streams video or audio or images to wherever you send it on any platform. This is a marvelous tool that is going to revolutionize what we can do. It's far better than anything that's available now. Better than YouTube, better than Vimeo. It's going to change the world of online video. And finally, OLEAD is a CRM, customer relations management, AI-based, so it's really smart. And it completes the sales process for you many times. It integrates the email. When you add all these together, you're talking about robust business in the marketing arena. So continuing to talk about marketing, one of the products that we have that's AI-based is a tracker, IP tracker, which tells where everybody comes from, where they're originating their computer searches from. So you'll be able to know your target market. You'll be able to know who's contacting you. You'll be able to have an improved reach into places that you couldn't get to before. When you have the ability to geolocate your IP address and go in and actually work in a particular country as if you're located in that country, you can do business in that country. And so that's going to help a lot of type businesses. But on a website, for instance, you'll have the ability to have a heat map to see where people are going and studying on your website. So the heat map will be included as part of the O-Tracker. Everything is very seamless in your marketing when you add O-Tracker to your business. Now, O-Post is another type of a program that is a mass email marketing system, and it enhances your brand management when you do things that are sophisticated and seamless. O-Virtual is a AI-powered privacy, network security, access of data type of a program. Virtual private networks, VPNs, are useful for hiding yourself from hackers, from governments, from people who would take your information and sell it to others. So we like the idea of all this coming together in one package, but it doesn't stop there. We have a thing that I think is going to revolutionize the conversion business. O-Chat is real conversations without human supervision. Natural language processing will actually allow people to chat in different languages. You'll be able to communicate with people all over the world. You'll be able to be understood. You'll be able to understand their emotional feelings by the way they look, by the way they speak, the tones of their voice, the words they use. See, artificial intelligence can actually tell how people feel, and it can tailor the talk back to them to understand that if they're mad, you need to get them to some resolution quickly. If they're happy, if they're questioning, if they're sad, these things are known to artificial intelligence, just like a human can understand these things if they have empathy. O-Chat is going to increase lead conversion, increase our sales, and ultimately it'll increase customer satisfaction. We go over to video conferencing, and one of the major products that's going to be my favorite will be O-Connect, which means that it's like Zoom here or GoToMeeting, where we communicate one-on-one to people like Skype, or we communicate one-to-many like Zoom. And the thing about O-Connect is that it's going to be automated, integrated, scalable, and unlimited in use. You don't pay more to use O-Connect. If you have an audience of 5 or 10, nobody charges you, you get free use. But if you get into 5,000, 10,000, 20,000 people on a call for Zoom, you're paying tens of thousands of dollars a month, and you're locked in, not with O-Connect. So the worldwide growth in this video conferencing business, 77 billion in 2020, is going to grow to almost double that, to 123 billion in just 6 years. And so what we're wanting to do is to be a part of that growth. If you're on this webinar today, you want to learn how to be a part of that growth, how to take advantage of the opportunity. And that really leads us into the e-learning platform, which is kind of the reason we joined forces with the Doctor to Doctor program and the health healthcare business platform with Academy. That means that we want to be the resource to help the doctors all around the world teach better. And this platform is the one. So one of the features is we can teach multilingual, 108 languages, and we can have translation, simultaneous translation in any language. We can have live classes, one-to-one or one-to-many. The payment systems are built in. There's category-wise filtration, so you can search for a particular type of course, and it'll understand what you want. It'll suggest courses for you. You can bulk, if you're a teacher, you can bulk upload your videos all at once. Your quality and the speed can be adjusted if you're a student. Now, the growth in this business is absolutely huge. It's a $250 billion business in 2020, but by 6 years from now, in 2026, it'll be $1 trillion business, global learning on an e-learning platform. We're learning that through COVID and the shutdowns and lockdowns, we can do things without having to go to the work. And so many businesses are establishing processes for e-learning online. And we are at the forefront of that, and we'll be taking a major part of that business. One of the more interesting things about OnPassive is its focus on giving back. And nothing is more important to Ashma Farth, our CEO, than to humanize business, to break down the barriers to entry to a lot of people to get into business. And so we have something called Oh Bless, which is bringing hope and change to many people around the world. There are a lot of businesses that can function better if they have online fundraising campaigns. And it's not just charities. You can also have for-profits and nonprofits both taking advantage of fundraising. Churches and missions, of course, I've been involved in both, done missions all over the world for 15 years or more. And what we find is that a lot of people don't go on missions because they can't afford it. So they have to raise money and they don't know how. But with Oh Bless, we'll be able to put our mission up on board and have a website and market that project. And we can get funds to be donated from anyone around the world who believes in that project. And you can track them, the funds. One of the great things about Oh Bless is they don't charge a fee to do any of this fundraising. They don't take any of the money that's raised. So I always ask people, what are you doing besides working? Are you giving back to the community, to your local community, to your international community? So it's always something that we want to look at. How do we spend our money once we've made it? We asked early on, how can AI be used in business? To make more intelligent business decisions, to have smarter services for our clients, for more intelligent products, for more intelligent business operations. So did we answer the question? Did we actually show you how these things can happen? Well, with a list of a few products, and only could name a few, I think I showed you that we can enhance our current business in 1,000 ways. I think I showed you that you can save money because it's really only one low fee for all these portfolios. All 50 of these things that I listed or talked about or alluded to, and you saw maybe 10, they all save you money and you're all available for one low fee. So what I think too is that this is going to give you back your time because it'll make you more efficient. It'll make you more profitable. And of course, we work for profit so we can enjoy our life. And if we have more profit, we can probably take off more time and enjoy our life a little bit more. Now, a simple thing like single sign-in. If I didn't have to sign in to 20 different platforms or products to do business every day, I'd be saving some time. And so a single sign-in, AI, artificial intelligence will save us time by thinking for us, combing the data for us, providing solutions and suggestions as to what we could do. And machine learning, of course, it will streamline everything we do with automation, particularly when we talk about the business of marketing. A lot of dentists don't know much about marketing. With this AI system, they will become instant gurus to other people. Everybody's going to wonder how you do your marketing so well. And it's actually done for you, automated with artificial intelligence and automation. So that's going to be pretty spectacular. So I started off by saying to you, how can this webinar be worth over $10 million to you in your practice? I want to focus on the word you and your now. We've learned a bit about how to apply these things into your practice, but we have not talked about the revolutionary group called Go Founders. To be a founder in OnPassive means you're a Go Founder pre-launch. When you're a Go Founder, you're a pre-launch founder. So there's a compensation plan for those who are able and wish to join Go Founders before launch. That's key. We will show you that we have the highest payout in the industry. So it might be time to consider how to explode your income on complete autopilot. Not by doing anything, but just joining, just being a member, it will explode your income. And that is called done for you. Building a business passively by becoming a member and sitting in a rocking chair and watching it grow. Now, I think there's another option that's available, and it's the one I took. It's to build actively with entrepreneurial ways. I can't sit still and watch something from a rocking chair myself. And so I look around and I go, how can I help? And so if I wanted to build more residual income, then I just invite people to come into the business with me, and they can share in the same revenue. So that's basically the whole key to entrepreneurial ways with this, is just share with other people. If they want to join you, they can. And that's what I'm doing today, is explaining artificial intelligence and explaining how you can use it and how you can actually benefit financially from the growth in the sectors of business that use artificial intelligence. So you have your primary source of income, your doctor's practice, your office, but you also have investments. You might have some real estate, you might have some bank accounts, you might have portfolio in the stock market, you might have a Bitcoin account. Got a lot of things you can do. But what if you had 50 automated websites working 24/7, 365 that were selling these OnPassive products? See, each one of the websites that we build for you, unique websites, can sell a different product, and it can rotate those products day to day to the different audiences. So you can actually have all these income centers being done automated for you all the time without you doing anything. Each founder position that you have is a separate income center. And so think about it this way. If you had more than one income center as a position in OnPassive, that means 2 or 3 memberships, 5 or 10 memberships. Each one of those memberships could be selling 50 different website products. It's a mind-boggling concept that all this is automated and you don't have to do anything different than just practice medicine, dentistry, optometry, chiropractic, physical therapy, pharmacy. You can do all these things. So if you want to be a part of the only company that's ever been built to promote wealth throughout the world to the common man, the everyday man, you can do that. I know a lot of you do well. Dentist, I found a list of average dentist incomes from those who own their practices, those who work for others, those who are specialists, those who are generalists. And so they typically have a good life. Most dentists, I've seen it portrayed in the United States anyway as the #1 profession to be in the world, because of the lifestyle and the income and the fact that you get to be your own boss. So there's a lot of benefits. But there's an even better situation, I think, in OnPassive founder position membership. It's an unlimited income thing. You don't really have any bottom amount you'll make, no max amount you'll make. I mean, it's up to you and how much time you're in it. But here's my situation. I feel like I'm doing very well, and I'm in the top 1% of dentists in the world in income and practice production. but I think I'll do better in on passive if I'm looking at the potential. A rocking chair founder that we described can equal what I'm doing in dentistry right now over a matter of several years when the growth of the company and the growth of the industry matures. That's the rocking chair guy. You do nothing, you'll have an income as good as a dentist making right now. That's my prediction. But an entrepreneurial way of on passive person can have a much better income than any dentist that's ever been. You're not limited by your two hands. You're not limited by the physical facility. So I would tell you this, residual income builds throughout your lifetime and forever. The forever part is kind of interesting to my grandkids because once they are in their 20s, they'll have their first house paid for. When they're in their 40s, they'll have their kids' college educations paid for. This is a legacy generating, dynasty generating type of an income. So I often talk about that. I say, how to build your family dynasty. And you build it with Catmo. We talked about Catmo being complete automated business systems with targeted traffic that make you money through the on-passive system where you regain your time, you regain your financial strength. And it's all about the using of this artificial intelligence, the disruptive technology is where it starts. So why do we do it? Basically, because we can. We have freedom of choice to make decisions. And if you decide you want to join something that's on the move upwards and take advantage of the industry trends, combining AI technology and combining a company that has a heart for people, Ash Mafara says, we are a beacon of hope for humanity. He has a goal to create the Guinness Book of World Records, most millionaires of any company that's ever existed. He also has the goal of creating 1 million Mother Teresas. That means 1 million people who give back to their community, who have a heart for helping others. So if it's 9 o'clock and you're not at work and you're happy to be where you are, well, that's kind of the plan to get back your life. I said earlier that on passive will give you more value than any other company in history. And I think you can see what I'm talking about when I say all this for one price, all this and more. Ash says often that we are the correction of the corruption. His desire to create this whole thing came out of the fact that he was doing business, working for others, and got blasted and taken advantage of, and saw the people under him get taken advantage of by the people who ran those companies. And he didn't want to have a company that did that. He wanted a company that succeeded, where 97% of the people who got in actually succeeded in making money enough to live comfortably. So that's the genesis of why this whole thing started. The founder position right now is only $97. And once you get to the launch and we go into the time where we're going to go open to the public, the first month's fee is going to be $250 or about for the people that are founders. And you'll pay that once and never again will you pay any more money out. Customers, on the other hand, will pay that $250 every month, as long as they're a customer. But founders have a special once out of pocket situation. So I just wanted to mention that you should get in because it's 100% risk-free guaranteed. If you don't like it, you get your money back. And as we come down to the close of our talk right now, I want to mention that Academy is something that should get your attention. There's opportunities in life, and you can miss the train or you can get on the train. This one's fixing to take off. Academy is one of those things that is fixing to launch. And for those who get in now, you can use Academy pretty much free for the rest of your life. You don't have to pay a large amount every month to use it. And that's because it's the selection by Dr. Shaw and the School of Health business to be the platform for what we're doing with the Doctor to Doctor, the Doctors United, the Podnars, everything going forward with the School of Business is going to be related to using Academy to teach on. So that prediction I have, the last prediction is the majority of the teaching and instruction worldwide by 2023 will be on Academy. We're going to take over the world in a lot of genres, and Academy will be one of the major ones. And we were notified just this week that Academy and On Passive in particular have received the seal of acceptance by the board, the Hippocratic seal of acceptance, so we're proud to say, and that Doctors United and the global summits and the School of Health all are joined together to make this a better collaboration between all of us. So be sure you consider joining us in GoFounders. The joining link is trimurl.co/global summits, capital G, capital S. Now, this is a special link that joins you to me, Dr. Shaw. And that means that you're in basically the doctor's group. So if you want to be in the doctor's group, you go through this one to be with Dr. Kiona Shaw and myself. Time is running out. I don't want you to think this is going to happen again and again and again. So right now it's time to plug in because we're pre-launch. When we launch, there will be no more founders. That means the special deals, the opportunities to get all the perks will go away. So if you're listening to this and you're going, well, I might join it, but I'm going to wait and see everything. Well, it'll be too late if we've already launched. So you can become a founder with a 100% money back guarantee on $97. And none of us listening to this thinks that's a problem, I'm sure. $97 you spend on, taking 4 kids to McDonald's these days. Now, one thing is that the opportunity is here for you. And right now it's kind of an interesting time. You join now and we launch in a couple of weeks, month, and then you're ready to go and use the products. Once we finish the beta testing, we launch, and we're into beta testing right now. So we're very close. After we launch, you'll be able to give your friends a guest subscription. I want to give you a little peek at what's going to happen after you join and after we launch. You're going to give friends or customers, patients, a guest subscription to these products, and they're going to use them for free, and they're going to fall in love with them. And once they use them, and if you've been the one to gift them, they're going to fall under your category of referral. That means that you're going to get income based on everybody you give a guest subscription to. I want you to think about that. If you know an internet influencer with 1 million followers, if you get somebody in that's an influencer, that person is going to be wealthy, and it's going to make you wealthy. So just let me leave it there for your imagination. It's time to focus on what's next. trimurl.co at Global Summits. That is the key URL we covered. And I want to thank you guys for listening to Artificial Intelligence, the Disruptive Technology, the collaboration between Dr. Shaw and myself, Dr. Williams, and Ashmi Farth has fruit to bear. This has been a lecture, a webinar of supreme opportunity for you guys. We look at it as an honor to be representing both the Doctor to Doctor movement as well as the On Passive movement, because it is a movement worldwide. And we feel like we are all joined together with the same purpose, make this a better world. Thank you for having me on. And Julio, I'm going to turn it back over to you. Stop sharing, and we can discuss if there's any time left.
Yeah, thank you very much, Bill. It was, this is a great platform, and I think it's going to be It's a group of platforms. It's a totally different product that we are having right now in the market. So, and definitely the school is gonna work with many of these platforms, not only one, not just Academy. Maybe we're gonna use many of the products because all the administration and all the work that we're gonna do in the school is gonna involve more than one platform. Not only that, we're going to encourage every student to be an entrepreneur. And entrepreneurs need these kind of tools to grow up and grow up really, really, really fast. So the idea is to have to develop all the potential that every student has in the school, and this is the best way that we can give to them to to have these students to be the best in the healthcare business. So right now in the school, what we are looking for is not just I know everyone as a doctor needs to do their best for their patients, but to do the best of their patient, they don't have to forget about the business part on how they are going to manage to give a proper protection to their patients. So the idea is to have the whole thing in just and using all the tools that we are having in our hands, like these all platforms, because this is all platforms. It's like a universal platform. So artificial intelligence is coming to stay.
Yes.
Artificial intelligence is gonna be in our school definitely every day, and from people from pre-med till a DHB are gonna use these kind of tools, artificial intelligence, and they are gonna use and they wanna learn with artificial intelligence, and they have a better, and they will know how to manage any healthcare business with artificial intelligence as an advisor, as I told you before. So thank you very much, Bill. This is very informative, and it's a very, very nice presentation. I really love it, and it's an honor to have you with us in the Universal School of Health.
Thanks, Julio. Thank you, Kenora, for all the leadership you give us. I'm looking forward to an extremely successful year for the Universal School of Health.
Thank you very much, Bill. And to all the doctors, thank you for being with us. Your CE credits are gonna be in the comments if you are asking for the CE credits for this course. Bill, thank you very much.
Yeah, and we'll have an email address for you to reach me if you wish any questions answered. I'm glad to answer questions on any of this material. Lots to cover in 1 hour, but hey, you're doctors, you can understand.
Yeah, sure. Thank you, Bill. Bye-bye.